Hello everyone. Today we'll be building particle animation along with the fire animation within the text basically. So let's start by creating the HTML. So I'll just create the index.html file. Also let me create CSS file and give the name style.css. So here I'll come to index.html and I'll create the very basic HTML template and give the name particle animation. Let me give the link of style sheet and let me link the style sheet and give the name and path style.css. Next, what I'll do, I'll just give this is going to be the parent div. Let me give ID of particle container, right? Next div, I'll just take div ID of welcome text. Let me give welcome to the Code-with-Bharadwaj YouTube channel. So I'll just give this one, and within this will be giving the flames animation, right? So this is it for the HTML. So let me format the document once. So yeah, after this one, what I'll do, after the body, ending of the body tag, let me include this is nothing but the particle JS from where we have taken this. Let me open the Chrome and search for CDN.js, right? So I'll just search for this one. Let me click on the first link. And here you can search for the particles JS, or if you search for the particles, it will show this one. So basically, you can just hover over here and copy the script tag, or you can come here, you can copy the first one, right? You can see min.js, right? This is the JS file, or you can opt for the JavaScript and you can copy this one, the middle one, copy script tag. So the same thing I have done. I'll just close this one. Same thing I have pasted over here. So next, let's start writing the CSS. So I'll just come here. I just want to make use of the Poppins font. So again, I'll open the Chrome. I'll just search for the Poppins font. I'll click on the first link. Get font, get embed code, import, and I'll just copy these 3 lines. So I'll paste it over here, right? So next what I'll do, I'll just make use of the universal selector. I'll give margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box, also font family. I'll just come here. So I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here, right? Sorry. Paste it over here. So this is it for this one. Let's next type for the body, right? Inside the body, I'll just give display flex, justify content, center, align items, center, also height, 100 view height, background. I'll just give and just make use of the linear gradient. Just give to right. Also, I'll just make use of the purple and red, right? So next, I'll just give overflow hidden. Next, text align. Let me give center. So this is it for the body. Next, let's style for the particle container ID, right? So where is the particle container? Here within the div of ID we have given particle container. I'll just copy this one and I'll paste it over here. So I'll just give position absolute, also width of 100%, height of 100%, top 0. Let me give left also 0. Z index, I'll just give 1. So this is it for the particle container. So next, let's style for the welcome text. Here, if you remember, we have given ID of the welcome text, right, within the next div. So I'll just copy the same thing. I'll paste it over here. So what I'll give, let me make use of the position, absolute, Z index 2. Let me give font size of 5rem, color transparent, background. Let me give the URL to the animation, right? The animation, nothing but the flames animation. I'll just copy this one. I'll just copy the whole thing. Let me not save this. So yeah, I'll just give here. This is fine. Then let me give, after the background, let me make use of the WebKit background clip. Let me give text also, background clip. Let me give text again. Let's make use of the WebKit text, fill color transparent, animation. I'll just give flame animation 3 seconds. Let's give linear also, set this one to infinite, right? So this is one thing. And let's make use of the keyframes to set the animation correctly, right? We have given the name flame animation, I think. Give me a second. What's the name? Yeah, flame animation. Let me give flame animation. When it's 0%, I'll just give background. I'll just make use of the background position. I'll just give 100% and 100%. Also, at the 100%, let me give background position 100% and 100%. So this is it for the CSS. Let me format the document once. What I have done is, I have installed an extension called Live Server. So whenever we make changes in the HTML index.html file, right? So the changes will get directly reflected in the browser. Instead of reloading the page again and again to see the changes that we have made, we can install this extension. So this is the extension, right? I'll just close this one. Let me close this one and click on the index.html file, right click and click on open with Live Server. So let's wait for some time. So yeah, initially this is looking like this with the flames animation, right? The text we are getting, but we have not displayed the particles animation, right? That we'll be doing with the help of JavaScript mainly. So this is looking like this. So let's start by creating the JavaScript file, right? So I'll just give index.js. Let me include the JavaScript file just below this one. I'll just make use of the script. Let me give src and let me give the path of the index.js, right? So next, I'll just move this JavaScript file to the right side. So let's start writing the JS file, right? Initially, what we'll do, you can refer the, whatever I'm writing, right? You can refer the particle.js documentation as well. Just follow along with me. Initially, what I'll do, let's initialize the particle animation using the particle.js library, right? I showed this one here. We have included the JS this thing, right? So initially, what we'll do, I'll just make use of particle JS of, let's give particle container. So particle container, right? This one. Initially, let's configure the particle settings. I'll give the name particles. Next, the number of the particles will give. For that one, I'll just give number. So value, let me give 80. This is the number of particles that we are mentioning. So next, let me give density. So let me enable true. Also value area, let me give 800. This is nothing but the density of the particles, right? So next, this is the, let's set the particle color, right? Color, sorry, this is just color. So value, I'll give. So here I think we have to give the comma. Just give me a second here as well. So yeah, let me give the value of white, right? So I'll just give triple F. Within the double inverted comma, we have to give, let me give triple F. So next, let's set the particle shape. For that one, I'll just make use of the shape. Let me give type circles. Also, let me give the stroke. So here what we have done, we have set the shape of the particles, right? We can either set it to circle, edge, triangle, polygon, star, image, any shape. I'll just set it to circle so that this looks good. Let's set the stroke width, right? Width, I'll give 0. This is nothing but the stroke width. Let's set the stroke color as well. I'll just make use of the color and set this one to black. That is nothing but 000. Next, let's select for the polygon shape. I'll give NB sides and I'll set this one to 5. This is NB is nothing but number of sides for the polygon shape. So next, let's select image and SRC. Let me give /SVG, right? This is nothing but the image source for the particle. So next, let's set the width as well. This is the image width, right? Let's give the image width 100. Also, let's set the height as well. This is nothing but the height of the image. Let's set this one to 100. On that, this is now let's set the particle opacity, right? I'll just give the opacity. Let me give the value 0.5. This is nothing but the opacity value. Next, let's randomize the opacity. For that one, I'll be making use of random false. Let's go with the animation. That is, I'll just take anim, enable false. If you want to make, if you want to understand everything, please go through the documentation, right? So what we are doing here, we are enabling the opacity animation. So I'll just set this one to false. Speed, let me give 1. This is nothing but the animation speed. Opacity _ min, let me set this one to 0.1. This is nothing but the minimum opacity that we are setting. Also, sync. Let me set this one to false. This is nothing but sync animation. Next, let's write for the particle size. So I'll just select size, value, let me give 3. This is nothing but the particle size, right? So next, let's randomize the particle size that by making use of the random keyword. I'll just give a random true. Next, I'll again make use of anim. So let's enable the size animation. I'll just give enable and set this one to false. Let me give speed of 40. That is nothing but animation speed. Let me give size underscore min of 0.1. This is nothing but the minimum size. Finally, we'll give the sync animation. That is nothing but we'll make use of the keyword sync and set this one to false. Right? Next, let's write for the particle lines. Just give me a second. So let's give the let's write for the particle lines. So this will be line underscore length. Sorry, there is somewhere. Yeah, here this has to be line underscore length. So I'll just give enable true. Nothing but we are enabling the lines between the particles. And also let me give the distance of 150. This is the distance between the particles. And also the color, I'll just make use of triple F. This is nothing but the line color. Also the opacity 0.4, nothing but the line opacity. Let's set the line width to 1. That is, we'll be making use of the keyword width 1, right? So after this one, we'll write for the particle movement, right? We'll make use of the keyword move. So I'll just write this one move. Let's give enable true. So we'll just set this one to true. This is nothing but we are enabling the particle movement. Let's set the speed to 6. So this is the movement speed. Next, let's go with the direction none, right? This is nothing but the movement direction. Either it may be top, right, bottom right, anything, right? So let's set this one to none. Next, let me give random false. So this is nothing but randomized movement direction. So here what I'm giving a random false. Also let me give straight false. So this is straight movement, right? Then we'll just make use of the out underscore mode. This we will set to out. This is nothing but the movement mode. Either it may be out or the bounce. So let me set the bounce to false. This is nothing but the bounce particles. Next, let's write for the attract, right? So let me give enable false. This is for enabling the particle animation, attraction, sorry. Also, let's make use of the rotate X and give the value of 600. This is rotation of the X-axis on the X-axis basically. And let me make use of the rotate Y, rotation on the Y-axis, right? Give me a second. Next, let's write for the interaction settings. So for that one, I'll just make use of the interactivity. Interactivity. Let me give detect underscore on. Let me give canvas. This is nothing but the detection area. Either we can give the canvas or the window. We'll be making use of canvas. So events. This is nothing but mouse hover event, right? On hover. I'll just consider on hover. Within the on hover, let me give enable true. This is for enabling the hover interaction. Also mode, let me give repulse. This is the interaction mode. Either it can be grab, bubble or repulse. We'll be making use of repulse here. So next, after the mouse hover event, we'll make use of the mouse click event. I'll just give on click enabled. I'll just give true, nothing but we are enabling the click interaction, right? Next, I'll just make use of the mode. Let's give push, right? So interaction mode, again, it may be either grab, bubble, repulse, push or remove. For the on-click event, we'll make use of the push. Next, I'll just set the resize to true. So this is nothing but the resize event. So here I have missed the comma basically. So yeah, after this one, what I'll do, let's write for the interaction modes, right? I'll just make use of modes. Let me make use of grab. Let me give distance of 400. This is nothing but the grab distance. Let me make use of line underscore length. So the opacity will be 1. This is nothing but the line opacity. I'll just make use of the comma. Let's write for the bubble. So let me give distance of 400. Size of 40 and duration of 2, opacity of 8, speed of 3. Also, let's write for the repulse, right? That we have made use of repulse earlier, if you remember. So let's give distance of 200. This is the repulse distance. Also duration. This is nothing but repulse duration. Let me give 0.4. So if you are not understanding anything, please do go through the documentation, particle CS documentation, right? So next, let me give push particles number. We'll set the particles number to 4. This is nothing but the number of particles to push, right? Next, we'll make use of remove. Again, I'll just make use of the particles. NB is nothing but the number. I'll just set this one to 2. This is the number of particles to remove. Here, this is the number of particles to push and this is the number of particles to remove. Finally, what we'll do, I'll just make use of the retina detect and I'll just set this one to true. So this is nothing but the retina display detection. So this is it for the JavaScript. I'll just format the document once. So let's check now if everything is working correctly. Give me a second. Yeah, let's check now. Just give me a second. So yeah, this is looking like this. Particle animation is not looking right. We are not getting the particle animation, right? So let's check what is wrong. So what are the mistakes that I have done is, let's come to line number 43, right? Here I have given speed 40 here. Just correct this one. Also the line number 49 here, this has to be enable, not enabled. Basically here also line number 49 and 56, this has to be enable, basically not enabled. Finally also the line number 61, this has to be out mode, not the out mode. So these are all the mistakes that I have done. Basically these are the typos. I'll just format the document once. Let me check now. So still I'm not getting the particle animation, right? Let's check what is wrong. So one more typo here on the line number 1. Basically here, this has to be particles JS. Just add is particles JS, not particle JS. So let's check now. Let me format the document once. Let's check now. So yeah, now this you can see. This particles. Also what are the things that I have set? We have set. I have expanded one by one. So yeah, now this is working. I mean, particles animation is completely working fine. Also, we have mentioned the text, welcome to Code-with-Bharadwaj YouTube channel. And within the text, we have given the flames animation also. This is also working fine. Particles animation as well as the flames animation within the text, both are working fine. This is it. Thanks for watching, guys.